Delicious gluten-free jelly cakes. Hi, I'm Bron. Welcome to Believe It's Not Gluten, the home of amazing recipes for the gluten intolerant. Amazing because they taste so good, no one will know they're gluten-free. These are delicious cakes for kids and adults alike, beautifully soft and melt in your mouth. You can make them as a slab cake that you cut into pieces and dip in jelly, or as individual cakes in patty pans. So start by turning your oven on to preheat, and then for a slab cake, get a large cake tin or baking tray lined and greased, or some patty pans on a tray if you're making small cakes. Measure 125 grams of nice soft butter into a large mixing bowl and cream your butter and sugar. There's a large ratio of sugar to butter here, so start with a small amount of sugar and then add a couple more bigger lots until it's all in. Otherwise you'll have it flying around your kitchen. You won't be able to get it all soft and pale and well creamed at this stage because there's not much butter. You want to make this cake ahead of time and freeze it, as it's much easier to manage the dipping later on when the cake is frozen. So once the butter and sugar are well mixed, add your eggs and vanilla. And then you can beat it well again until it's pale in colour and quite smooth. Probably at least a couple of minutes on high speed. You can see here it does get pale and creamy. It will still be a bit gritty to the touch, but don't worry about that. Once it's done, you just need to add the dry ingredient mix, the milk, and half a cup of boiling water. So add about 1/3 of the flour mix and half the milk, and beat only until just smooth. Then another 1/3 of the flour mix and the rest of the milk. Once again, just beat for a short time. Then add the final flour and mix again. It will be pretty thick at this stage. Once that's done, just add the boiling water. And this time you mix it a bit longer, just until you get it all nice and smooth. That's it. Pour it into your cake tin. Smooth it out, and then it goes into a slow to moderate oven for about 30 minutes. You want a cooler oven so that the cake doesn't get brown on the outside, or it doesn't look good when it's been dipped. Then, as with all gluten-free cakes, the only way to test that the cake is cooked is by pressing gently with your finger in the middle of the cake or cupcake and testing that the cake has a firm cooked texture under the surface. And there are hints for this over on the blog. So once it's done, tip it out onto a wire rack, remove the paper from the bottom of the cake, turn it back the other way and allow it to cool completely. Once cool, cut it in half if that's easier and then freeze it. Or with cupcakes, you would just freeze them in their paper cases. So when you're ready to dip the cakes, make up your jelly with only half the recommended amount of boiling water and let it cool until it's just warm. I'm just going to do half the cake here with one 85-gram packet of jelly crystals. Cut off the edges of the frozen cake first and set up your dipping system. You want your jelly in a deeper rather than a shallow bowl, and a tray with coconut for rolling. You can let them drain on a wire rack before rolling in coconut if you find this is messy, but I usually don't worry when doing a slab cake. Then it's best to dip them in upside down first to about halfway up the cake, then turn them over and do the other half. Let them drain a bit, you'll see the excess jelly running out from the bottom of the cake. then put them right side up in the coconut so the jelly has longer to soak into the top of the cake. Just dip them as quickly as you can because they'll keep absorbing jelly the longer you leave them in, and you'll end up with a cake jelly, not a jelly cake. When done, leave them upside down as the bottom has more jelly and looks better. You can also make these as individual cakes in patty pans. The full mix will make 24 good sized cakes, or you can halve it. You do need to be really quick when you dip the small cakes as they absorb the jelly very quickly. It's best to dip them in upside down, then turn them back the right way and let them drain on the rack. I do usually use a rack for these because they're a bit messier. Pop them into the fridge to let the jelly set. There they are, delicious, soft and moist jelly cakes, even better with some whipped cream. So please visit the blog for the full recipe and plenty of tips so that you can make this successfully yourself. If you like this, please subscribe to our channel below and give us a thumbs up. Make your comments or questions or requests here or join us on Facebook, and please share our videos as much as you can. Thank you for watching, and believe it, it's not gluten.